Hello and welcome to my reflections on day 73. Got quite a full-on weekend this weekend, so got some stuff going on, which is all good. Just an absolutely stunning location to be hanging out in this morning. So, what are my reflections on day 73? And what actually is day 73 all about? As we've got later on the Tao, I've had to read it quite a few times. But day 73 was about the application of force. Now, initially, I was a bit confused because actually there's not a lot in the Tao about force. It's more about going with the flow. It's about being gentle with the world and so on and so forth. But actually, sometimes force is required, the ability to be able to push things forward. In the same way that actually when you surf a wave, you've got to work quite hard sometimes in order to be able to achieve that, to get out, to be able to then paddle quite quickly in order to be able to work with it. So actually, the way that I took and I thought about all of this was about application of ego, is that force directed at others is not in keeping with the Tao, but force directed in harmony with the Tao is in keeping with the flow of things. And that force can manifest itself, that boldness can manifest itself in all sorts of different ways. Physically, very often the way that we see it manifested these days is in opinions and people not wanting to be flexible. If they want to be forceful, they want to seek agreement and to make agreement and create agreement based on their way. And actually what we know is that even the most steadfast of trees, you still see pictures of hurricane shores and palm trees still surviving, yet buildings don't stand a chance. So our ability to be flexible, but to be strong, but strong in a sensitive way, in a way that is supportive and resonates with the flow and movement of the situation, is something that's really important. And so I'm going to encourage everyone to be courageous, to stand up for what they believe in, but to not be totally steadfast, totally black and white about it. The world is many, many shades of grey, and obviously black is a dark shade of grey and white is also an extremely light shade of grey. Our ability to connect with all sorts of different ideas, but to see other people's perspectives, to be gentle, to be able to turn off the relationship with our own ego, to not to want to have to win or to apply a level of force to anyone or anything, and just to be able to go just like the river today with the flow. The river knows it doesn't force itself. It works in a way that is easy. There are only two forces on a river, gravity and the desire to get to the seaside, because that's where they're all going in some way, shape or form. And actually sometimes I wonder how many times the water currently flowing down the river in the cycle of life has flowed down this river before. Is there water in this river right now that I have drunk or has been drunk by kings and queens? Because actually as it evaporates and goes in to the atmosphere, and then there is the movement of the winds around the planet, and that moisture congregates and then rains and falls, and just the whole nature of the cycle around it. And that is a force. That is an incredibly powerful thing. It works really without us tinkering with it, or actually the fact that we have tinkered with it is slowing it down and damaging it. And so maybe that's a way of thinking about how we can be with our words and our ideas around other people, is to be gentle with them, to share, to allow them to, like condensation, to coalesce, to become fabric and real as some ideas, as hot ideas hit cold ideas, in order to be able to do that. And that's just different. So I'm going to encourage you to be extremely flexible today in your thoughts and your ideas, and to be gentle with the world. And notice that if you feel the need to apply force, then maybe actually first understanding. we should talk and we should listen and we should be with other people first to seek understanding. And so few people in this world today do that. I'm going to encourage you to seek understanding. See you all tomorrow.